What's up everyone, it's Scotty with MoneyVest. So in this video, we are going to be talking about Palantir and how the tables have completely turned as the company became profitable. And that is exactly the reason why I talked about and I mentioned in my previous videos that as the companies are turning the corner and you look at Palo Alto Networks, you look at CrowdStrike, you look at Twilio, you look at Palantir, you look at a lot of these companies that are now becoming profitable after years of losses. That's when most of the gains and the growth comes into the equation because Wall Street firms, that's what they want to see. So in this video, we're going to break down everything Palantir reported and announced in the fourth quarter fiscal year 23 earnings. It was absolutely a stellar quarter with earnings beat, revenue beat here for the company. Of course, the stock is up on the day today. It's pushing up a little bit over 20%, although selling off back down a little bit from its highs of 21.85. So it's up 25% on the day. Market cap now sitting at well over $45 billion, a level that we haven't seen since November of 2023. So hope you all enjoy this video, find it helpful. If you do, make sure that you drop a like, and I would really appreciate you subscribing to the channel as well. Again, links to our Discord and Patreon is going to be down below if you're interested in joining and getting access to all the members only private videos, all the intrinsic value spreadsheets, fair values, and all the Discord channels, trade alerts. There's a few more spots left, and the first week of the month is the best time to join. So again, links going to be down below, and would love to have you on board. So this right here is the headline. Palantir shares rocket 25% after revenue beat and strong demand for artificial intelligence coming in as well. In the letter to the shareholders, CEO Alex Karp said the demand for large language models in the US continues to be unrelenting, and Palantir has been scaling its AIP platform. Basically, that's artificial intelligence platform. And Karp said the company carried out nearly 600 pilots with the technology last year. Analysts at Citi upgraded Palantir from $10 to $20. This is a 100% price upgrade, mentioning that they delivered a stronger than expected fourth quarter, driven by breakthrough momentum in the company's commercial unit, but this still has some reservations about its conservative full-year guidance for its non-US commercial sectors as well. And they also mentioned, and I quote, "We see these risks balanced by the potential call options on new AI monetization, AIP, and improving US government contracts into 2024 as well." Jefferies analysts also upgraded the stock and said Palantir delivered an impressive quarter led in part by its commercial growth in the US. And they also, analysts said they downgraded the shares of Palantir at the beginning of the year, but now they believe it would take time for its AI platform to have a real effect. But now they think the company is at an inflection point. Like a lot of these analysts are now waking up to the fact that Palantir was and is a very strong AI stock, AI company. This is actually part of our analysis from 10 months ago when I broke down the top 10, top 12 artificial intelligence stocks. So AI stocks, there was a lot of companies like NVIDIA, Amazon, Meta, Google, part of that list, including the likes of C3 AI. We got Path and we got Palantir and a lot of other companies that kind of belong to this artificial intelligence movement. And they also mentioned that we are impressed with the AIP platform, ramping faster than our initial expectations, and believe it's appropriate to upgrade shares to reflect the momentum. And they said that we were wrong, but we are not stubborn. Bank of America analysts also reiterating their buy rating, and they said that we think this is remarkable growth is a sign of Palantir's unique position as an enabled of AI-powered data-driven decision-making in an intangible, accessible, and operational way. So these are the actual numbers for the entire year. Revenue coming in at $2.2 billion, 17% growth year over year. Income from operations, which is a big thing for Palantir because for the longest time, they've been spending so much money on R&D, SG&A, marketing, stock-based compensation that they were never able to actually achieve profitability. So $120 million of operating income, 5% margin is fantastic. And I think that's only going to accelerate moving forward for the company. And adjusted operating income, 28% margin, $632 million once you basically add back stock-based comp. Free cash flow looking at $730 million on an adjusted basis, 33% margins there. And net income sitting at over $209 million. We'll talk about that more later in the video. Now, in terms of the outlook for first quarter, revenue between $612 and $616 million and adjusted operating income between $196 to $200 million. And for the entire year 2024, revenue expected between 2.6 and 2.66 billion. So if we take the mid guidance of 2.65 and we divide this by 2.22, so we're looking at a growth rate of about 19%. So 19 to 20% is the growth in revenues expected from the company. And US commercial revenue is going to be close to about $640 million, representing growth rate of at least 40% for the business as well. So adjusted income from operations, $834 to $850 million, adjusted free cash flow of about $800 million to about $1 billion, and GAAP operating income is going to be basically in each quarter of this year, GAAP net income in each quarter of this year for the company as well. Again, GAAP net income, very, very important. So operating income and of course net income for the company is super important, and that's exactly what we're going to see for the company here. Now, when it comes to the balance sheet, we're looking at total assets of $4.5 billion. So that is going to be that number. Current assets are going to be sitting at over 4.1, cash and cash equivalents at $831 million, and marketable securities at 2.8 billion. So all in all, one of the best balance sheets out there for any business out there. And of course, total liabilities under $1 billion, right? So $961 million of total liabilities, and cash alone is sitting at about $3.7, $3.6 billion. So they've got more cash than all liabilities combined. They can cover all liabilities 2 times, if not 3 times actually, almost 4 times they can cover all of their liabilities. 70% year over year growth in commercial revenue, 12% growth in quarter over quarter revenue, 55% US commercial customer count growth, and 22% quarter over quarter. Again, GAAP net income coming in. That's one of the biggest achievements that Palantir has been able to do in the last year. And again, operating income also achieving profitability on a GAAP basis for the first time, 4th consecutive quarter here. Commercial revenue growth 32%. US commercial revenue growth 70%, and gross margins, adjusted gross margins, hitting a new high of over 84% for the business. Customer account growing to 221, 103 deals closed in the 4th quarter of at least $1 million, 37 of which were at least $5 million, and 21 of over $10 million, and again, $3.7 billion of cash with literally no debt for the company, and adjusted free cash flow also sitting at very, very high numbers for the business as well. So this is where we are. Palantir has done incredibly well in the last, I would say, 4 to 6 quarters as the company has turned the corner towards profitability. So you can kind of see the margins expanding quarter over quarter. You can see the margins going up, profitability also increasing. So the one thing that I would still be concerned about is the valuation. $45 billion. And if you take into account, let's say, an operating income guidance, which was, let's see, so adjusted income from operations, $850 million, free cash flow of $800 to $1 billion. So that's about $45 billion market cap divided by $1 billion of free cash flow. So we're looking at 45 times free cash flow on an adjusted basis. And then of course, we're looking at income from operations at $850 million. So again, if you do the math here, 45 divided by 8.5, we're looking at around, let's see, 450, or let's just do 4,500 divided by 850. We're looking at one more zero. We're looking at 52, 53 times earnings multiple, operating earnings multiple, and GAAP net income for each quarter this year, which we don't really know what the margin is going to be like. So, it's not a terrible valuation for a company that's going to be probably growing earnings very, very rapidly here as the tides turn, as the company becomes more profitable. And this right here, you can see that 25 cents all the way up to as much as 49 cents. Revenue also expected to go from like 2.6 billion to as much as 3.7, 3.8 billion dollars for the company. So this right here is going to be a very nice consistent growth in both revenue and earnings for the company as well. So very, very nice move to the upside that is expected out of Palantir. Now, that being said, I think the 25% jump is warranted considering everything that Palantir reported and announced. But is the valuation justified? In my opinion, again, it's getting a little bit too ahead of itself considering, it's now going to be trading at 53, 54 times operating earnings, over, I think, 45 times cash flows. And net income wise, I think it's going to be closer to 100 considering the margins are not that high right now, but it's got potential to increase those margins as it becomes more profitable. So, the bottom line is a huge resistance here, right? That's exactly where it's getting rejected at right now. So this right here is going to be a level to keep in mind for Palantir. So you can see that we are, getting rejected. Previous support level where it's validated at $21 per share. We've gotten rejected here a couple of times in the past, and right now we're kind of at that level where Palantir is also intraday seeing a little bit of that resistance right now. So of course, a little bit of a gap to fill. RSI approaching those overbought levels once again. So if you do get that successful breakout, then it's possible that we make our way back up to over, mid 20s to as high as $30. And that next resistance beyond $22, $23 is going to be $28, $29 per share, kind of in line from the levels that we saw back in 2021. So huge congratulations to all Palantir shareholders and traders. This is a big day for Palantir because, it kind of solidifies Palantir's position in AI, and also more importantly, being profitable. It's a huge achievement for the company. So super excited for Palantir. Again, huge congratulations. These were some good numbers. Valuations are a little bit more on the expensive side, but nothing that's too unreasonable for the growth that it has to offer long term. So next resistance, $28, $29. I would be a lot more sort of, excited to pick up maybe more shares, dollar cost average along those moving averages, or even down in the sub 14, closer to $13 levels. Again, the cheaper the better. That's what we look for here on this channel. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, found it helpful, make sure that you drop a like, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Links to our Discord and Patreon is going to be down below if you're interested in joining us, and of course getting access to all the members only updates, private videos, and everything else included as well. So always happy investing. I'll see you all in the next video.